Hey guys, so today I am taking you to the Oregon coast. So we've been cooped up so much lately because my son has been ill. It seems to be going around everywhere right now. So my son was better for 2 seconds. We decided to go to the coast for a little vacation because I just could not be in this house any longer. And so I was there. Of course, I did a little thrifting and antiquing, so I have a lot of great footage to show you. Okay, so without further ado, let's head to the coast. Hey friends, so I am in my happy place, and that is the Oregon coast. We decided to nip away for the weekend. We've been cooped up inside way too much this January, and so we were itching to get out. And my very favorite place to go on the Oregon coast is Manzanita because it's home to some of my favorite restaurants and foodie places, and of course a ton of great thrifting and antiquing. So yeah, I can't wait to get into my first stop, which is the Wheeler Antique Mall. So looking in the window already, I see stuff that I like. In particular, this stool right here. So I have sold this stool many times. They always go for well over 100. This one's 45. So I'll check it out when I get inside. This is a really pretty drawer set. Usually I just find the drawers and not the whole unit. So it's usually just the decorative drawers that people use for storing stuff or even putting plants in. It's $48 for the set. I love this detail right here. Look at this set of ceramic blue animals. Oh my goodness, they are all so cute. I've never seen them before. So underneath it says on the tag, Pablo Zabal. Have you guys heard of this? Oh my goodness, look at the owl in the back. I'm gonna have to look this person up. You guys know I'm always looking for art, and this is $16.50. The colors are really interesting on it. And I'm at the coast, of course, I'm in love with it. So I feel like, do I need this for my own house? This may be the largest Namaji vase I have ever seen. So it is 55. Oh, there goes the tag. I'll have to put that back on. And yep, it's stamped on the bottom. It used to be $7.99. So if you would have bought it originally, $7.99. Now it's $55. I won't be getting it because I haven't been picking up this style of pottery as much because I feel like it's slowed down for me, but this is something I've always was on the lookout for a few years ago. Some very pretty wood candle holders. They're really large, and it looks like they are $20. So I'm putting together another like wood candle set, so I'll have to think about those ones. This is a really pretty handmade canister. The colors are so unusual, I feel like, in handmade pottery. So it's $22. Love the detail on it. More really pretty pottery. I think that must be like a cheese dish. That's cute. That's really cute. So this wall has always been one of my favorites, and I bet you guys can guess why. Because there's so many good religious statues and artwork. It makes me feel like I am shopping in Europe because everything is so old world. So usually the prices are outside my budget, but I always love to see what they have. I'm a sucker for a wood box. This is a burl wood box. Let's see how much it is. 20. Okay, so outside my budget, but it is so pretty. I just love all the intricate details that are just inherently natural in the wood. It's always been a type of wood that I've been drawn to because it's just so visually interesting. So this vendor has a lot of brass pieces, and the one that I am drawn to the most actually is this golfer for $29. I mean, that's definitely more than I would typically want to spend on a brass piece. I'm gonna have to look up comps, but I have never seen a golfer before, so that's very exciting. So this is the vendor that I typically get the most stuff from because the pricing is good enough for me to flip for resale usually. So I always comb through this vendor's booth. So usually there's this space and then kitty corner, unless they've moved and changed something since the last time I was here, that corner there, and there's another little space. So I'm going to comb through all of this. A lot of good brass. So this tiny brass candelabra is $16. So definitely think I'm going to get this. I also like this carved wood tray. It's just a really cute size. It's $16 as well. I still think there's a little bit of margin in it for resale, so I think I'm going to get it. I love how right here they have something that says great boxes, and I agree. These are all great boxes. I think that might be a Polish box, so I'll have to check that out. Love this one. Really pretty, so smooth. And this one is lovely. Look at all of that. I think that is, no, I thought it was inlay, but it's I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is inlay. I thought it might be painted, but it doesn't feel painted. So I have literally never found a Polish box in this colorway. Usually they're red, so many like red versions. That seems to be the most common color. And this one is beautiful, like gray blue, and it's only $6, so it's coming home. Man, I wish this copper pot was in my budget. It's $80, but it is so cute. All the hammered detail and the shape. Man, that is lovely. Oh my goodness, you guys, have you ever seen a Burger King ashtray? I keep forgetting that I lived through a time when there was smoking inside at restaurants and fast food places. That seems so foreign now. But yeah, apparently this is what you'd use if you were dining at Burger King. This vendor has a lot of stuff that has caught my eye. They are called Truck About Vintage. And these pieces, of course, right there, those like bamboo stools are like a bestseller. You guys know this. So hopefully they're not just display and they're within my budget. But I'm gonna have to go through this entire booth because there's a lot of great stuff. Sadly, I cannot find a price for the stool, so I think they're just part of the decor and for merchandising only, which is such a bummer when that happens. Here's a wicker elephant. I actually have this. It was a gift from two of my reselling friends, and they surprised me with it when I was at a market, and it was so sweet of them to do, and it's one of my very favorite pieces. So these are salt and pepper shakers, but look, when you move, their eyes open and close. This is so strange. I just love how they added that detail to salt and pepper shakers, because you know that's something that you absolutely need to have when you're seasoning your food. So this piece of art is original, and it's so good. It reminds me of some sort of like Van Gogh painting. It's lovely, but it's $75, so I won't be able to get it. So I just grabbed this off the wall. It is 10. Looks like it came from Portugal. I just think it's a really great size, and it's just really sweet. So these brass butterflies caught my eye, but they're just a little bit outside what I'd want to pay. They're the thin metal one versus like the more solid brass. Like the small one's 12, but I was kind of cracking up reading the tag because this is brass butterfly and then bird. But bird is the name of the vendor. But I was like, what is a brass butterfly bird? That's so strange to put that on a tag, but it's their name. You know who would go crazy for this is my mom. She loves small pieces of art like me, but also it has a little easel. It's $24, which I feel like I could probably get her as a present, but she also doesn't have space for another little piece of art, so I'll probably pass. I've sold a lot of brass masks, but I have never seen this one before. It's $28, like this side view with all of this enamel detail. It's really unique. Unfortunately, it's $28, so I won't be getting it, but I have never seen this, didn't know it existed. Oh my goodness, a froggy with a baby frog on top. That is so cute. It's $39. I'm just like absolutely smitten because of course the baby frog on top is just too cute. So I have an eye for Staffordshire pieces, and this is a Greyhound pen dip. And at first I thought it was 20, and I was like, oh yeah, getting that. And then it's 120. So I won't be getting that, sadly. But yeah, this is one of the ones that's kind of on my list to find one day. I can't believe how sought after Doonies are, and Coach bags, like the vintage ones, and Vera Bradley now. So all the pieces that when I was younger were like the hot, like handbags and stuff are now coming back in. It's just so wild. I am in love with this needlepoint stool. Look at the way the carving is on the side. It's like a box stool versus what you typically see, which is like a 4-leg spindle with a needlepoint top. That is really great, but I think it was outside my budget when I glanced at it. Yeah, $98. Man, I would buy that for me if I needed it, but I absolutely do not. But it is a really standout piece. Okay, so that first stop was really great. I got, 4 pieces, so not like a huge haul of stuff, but you never know when you go in there. It's a very much a mix of stuff. It's either booths that have almost nothing in it or booths that are wildly overpriced. There's only a few vendors that I feel like they have good enough deals for me to resell. I mean, if you're just the last person to buy it, like it's for your home, there's definitely good stuff to buy. But, I'm buying for resale mostly. So it was cold in there. My hands are like frozen solid because the building isn't really heated because it's so old, and it is freezing on the Oregon coast right now. freezing because we're in, you know, the dead of winter basically. So next stop, I'm actually going to get myself some smoked salmon, which is something I always get at the Oregon coast. And then I got to get some chowder from my very favorite chowder ladies. So I got to get soup. And right next to that soup place is another like antique shop. So I'll be going in that too while I'm waiting for my soup. So yeah. Anytime I go to the coast, it's always about the thrifting, antiquing, and also about the food that I'm going to get because I'm very food focused. Of course, the beach too. I mean, I love the beach as well, but I like those other two things just as much. So I'm in the cute town of Heirloom, and I'm going to get soup from my very favorite soup place, and they have gluten-free chowders, which is so unusual. So many times I can't eat chowder because of the flour thickener in it. And so their soup is not only amazing, but it's also gluten-free. It's like my #1 recommendation on the coast for soup. It's phenomenal. So I always stock up and freeze it and bring it home with me. So we always have soup for the winter. Anytime I come here, I get probably like $100 or more worth of soup to store. But one thing that's amazing is today, on the corner right behind me is an antique shop that I have never been into, and I've always wanted to. It's been closed literally for years. I have tried to go there. I have had month-long stays at the coast. We've rented places, never was open during that time period. So it's like my lucky day today. So here's the place, Pete's Antiques, flag, and it says open. Oh, and there's a cute pup inside. All right, this is my first time. This is long overdue. So this caught my eye. It is, yep, made in Italy, 15. I feel like I need to get this for my miniature art wall. Super cute painted owl. These are really pretty candelabras. 30 for the set. Really beautiful needlepoint. I like the wood frame. It's like a box frame. It is 25. Okay, so they were just reopening and getting organized, and so not as much was in there, but she said come back soon and they'll have a lot more stuff. I guess that they actually haven't been open for very long. And so I was just excited. So I told Pete, who is the namesake of the business, he was sitting in there with his dog, and I'm just like, I was so excited that you were open, and I can't wait to come back when everything is full and organized. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that place I've always wanted to go into was actually open. I can't believe it. So it is the next day. I am in Seaside, Oregon, going to the Seaside Antique Mall. Last time I was here, I got a whole haul of stuff, so I'm hoping to have good luck today. Some great brass animals, but they are all in like the 30 plus range, and for me, I wouldn't be really making much more money off some of them. So this is really cute, this little brass heart. Really, really cute, and I have never seen such a large pair. Yeah, 45. So yep, definitely more the top end in terms of pricing. This monkey pod owl has the most hysterical eyes. I love these stone bookends, but they're 32 bucks. And I thought about this too, but I have a few that I haven't sold yet. So I think I'm gonna hold off picking up any more of these like index card drawers. So I may be in the minority here, but I loathe the music at nearly every single antique mall. Like, I just want to race out because it's so annoying. It's just so annoying to me. And this mall, get me out of here. So I just pulled this hand-blown art glass piece off the shelf. It's 24, which I feel like is a little bit higher, especially since there's no like artist details on it. So I probably won't get it, but you guys have definitely been loving all the glass pieces I've been picking up. And next to the piece is this very cool stone horse, again for 24. I think if this was Italian, I might consider picking it up, but it's made in China. So I feel like if it was an Italian marble piece, I could get a lot more for it. This articulating animal, sheep, I'm assuming, the lamb, is so cute. No, they say it's a dog. Okay, I'm wrong. Apparently I don't know my articulating mannequins, but this is really cute, and I do love this vase too. It's absolutely giant. It is 49, which is actually not bad for a piece that large. So here are some fan brass bookends, and it looks like they are 15 for the pair. Okay, these I may actually consider getting. So this is one of the things I'm always looking for, and at the last antique mall it was a display piece, but it looks like this one's for sale here. Let me see if I can get the tag. So 20 bucks firm. Usually I get these for like under 10, so it's kind of hard to spend 20. But you know, they sell for like 68 or more dollars, so there's definitely still margin in it. I just am like really getting burnt out on having to pay up for everything lately. I feel like everything I've been buying has been more than I'd want to spend. So in this very chaotic booth, I spotted 2 cute little woven stools. And they are $21 each. And I know you guys are probably thinking, you just said $20 was too expensive for a stool stand. Why would you think you should spend $21 on some in a different booth? But these ones I think are a little bit more valuable and a little bit more versatile. And their shape is adorable. So I'm going to check them out, make sure there's no breakage. And I think I might get both of them. So last time I was here, it was this vendor who I bought a lot of stuff from because the prices were pretty good and there was room for resale, but this go around prices are definitely higher. So sadly, I was really excited to visit this space and it just was all outside of my budget. So my husband, who was with me, pointed out this guy. He's like, don't you sell these? And I used to, but even at $12.95, like this is a few years ago, I probably would have picked it up, but this type of brass is just not selling for me anymore. So this art piece caught my eye because it is crazy interesting, but $42, so I won't be getting it. Next up is Pacific Heirloom, and I'm excited to go in here because I've never been here before. So next stop is this little thrift store. Last time I was in here, I got a really old seascape that was amazing and some brass deer. So you don't sleep on these small shops. So we'll see what we find in here today. I love this mid-century vase. It is $10 and the glaze is really good. It's almost giving me Italian vibes. So this one is $7. And I just love the narrow neck. So my husband, when we were walking out of the thrift store, saw that. And he's like, are you gonna go over there and look at boxes? And I was like, ooh, so tempting. Okay, so we are back home in my studio space. Most of the items I'm gonna show you today will be available on Etsy. So usually I link those down below. So if you're interested in anything that I showed you, just hop on down to the description box. So the few things that I will keep for myself, you guys will not be surprised because they are right up my alley, especially one of them. When you guys see it, your mind is going to be blown. You are not prepared for this piece that I'm gonna show you because I was like shocked when I saw it. So anyways, can't wait to show you that too. Okay, so let's kick things off with the stuff that I got on my trip, the stuff that's gonna be available on Etsy. So this original painting is gonna be available. This size is something I sell all day long. It's just a really easy size of art to ship. And so that's why I always look for them. It's just adorable. I wanna keep this desperately because it's so cute. And I just love the subject matter, but it'll be available on Etsy. I believe it's from Portugal just because that's what it says on the back, although it could be just that the canvas is from Portugal and someone painted it here. I don't know, but I'm choosing to believe that it was from Europe. So I actually grabbed a lot of like bread and butter good sellers on this trip. So I got this really lovely Polish box, oh, there's the receipt. Well, there we go, the receipt. I was wondering where that went. Anyways, we got this really lovely Polish box. Very excited about this, always a hit on my Etsy. I got this adorable inlay rosewood tray from India. And then speaking of trays, I also picked up this brass one. And this one needs a little bit of shining up. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm a little burnt out on polishing brass. I know that's like one of my favorite things to do. I tell you guys that I find it therapeutic, but lately I've been like, man, so I'm probably gonna, I don't know. I can't decide. I mean, you guys are always telling me that people like the patina, so maybe this will be the test. I'm gonna list this without shining it up, and then if it doesn't sell quickly, I'll shine it up. But I kind of got a little burnt out on having to repair and restore and shine up things prior to selling. I don't know why. I think it's just, I just did so much of that last year. I think I shined up probably 100 brass things. But anyways, this has really nice patina anyways. And I think the shape alone and the etchings, people get really excited about. So yeah, so we'll see how it does. This will be a good test to see if something with patina sells in my shop. So another thing that has surprised me as a bestseller is this abacus or abacuses. Is that the plural of abacus? Abacuses? I don't know if that's right. It doesn't feel right. Anyways, I thought this one was great because I love the contrast between the black and then like the light colored beads here. And it just is old. You can tell kind of by the packaging that it's definitely a vintage oldie. Kind of like a little story time really quickly. So several months ago, last year, I was restocking my booth. And one of the things that I put in my booth that day that was new was an abacus. And while I was there, I kept having to leave the booth, to let people shop. And then, when someone's in my booth shopping and I need to restock, I let them shop. I give them their space. Then when they're done, I go back in. But I like to observe people like stealthily from afar to see what they're looking at because, I'm not in my booth space watching people shop like ever. And so I was watching people go into my booth and nearly everyone picked this up. And I was like, why? Why? What is it about this that people really like? So yeah, it was really interesting to kind of witness, what people were shopping for. And then also the fact that this seemed to appeal to so many people that came in the door that day while I was there. So there's something about these, I don't know what, but I'm not going to argue with it. I'm excited. So anytime I find these now, I am picking them up. So you guys know I'm always looking for brass. So I was very excited to find a set of these brass bookends. I thought they were really, really pretty and eye-catching. I probably won't shine these up because the patina on them is very, very good. And I think not shined up makes these a little bit more versatile. I think shined up, these would be too like glam, where I think unshined, I think they could, be more applicable to different design styles, but I was very excited to score these. And candelabras are always a hit. So I got this little cutie pie. It fits a slim candle, so it's a little bit different than the ones I usually pick up. And these articulate, which is always fun when they articulate and you can kind of change their positioning however you want. But yeah, I have sold a few of these before and they always sell because they're just the cutest little petite size. So a random thing I picked up is this wooden die. I am having issues with the plural of things today, the singular and the plural. Anyways, this amazing thing, I have not shown my son this because he would lose his mind because it's a giant version and he loves to roll dice. He just thinks that's so fun. So I feel like the good mom probably would show him and see if he'd want it before I tried to sell it. Ooh, the predicament. Am I a good mom or am I mom who makes money? We'll see who wins. We'll see who wins. But anyways, I thought this was very cool to decorate with. So more bestsellers are little stools. You guys know this. And I was just lamenting the other day to another reseller that I hadn't sold a small stool in a while. I'm just like, why are my small stools not selling? Like I made this declaration that they were bestsellers. And then I realized when I looked in my shop, I had none for sale. So the ones I have in my garage that I thought I listed that have not sold, I did not list. So anyways, more stools coming your way, not just these guys, but other ones. But I thought these were adorable. They're in great shape. They're the perfect little size. And I was so excited to find them. I think they were like $21 each or something, which was a great price. If I can find a stool, especially one that has any sort of woven detail, for 20 and under, I'm always picking it up. And the final things I have to show you before we get to some other really good stuff, including the thing that I'm very excited about, are these beautiful handmade vases. So this was 7 and 10. They're very sticky. I don't know why. This is the part of the job that I hate, like mystery stickiness. Like, ew, why? So I gotta clean these before I list them. I'm gonna have to wash my hands after this, but this one is artist signed on the bottom, so I gotta look it up. I loved the narrow head, and this one was definitely giving me like Italian vibes, so I gotta do a little more research on it, but I thought these were really good finds. And then one thing I'm always on the lookout for are very cool old like paintbrushes or tools, things with a lot of patina, because I just think they're so cool for styling. Now this guy I'm probably gonna sell, which is hard because I have been on the hunt for something like this for a long time and it was only $2 and it just has really It's just really great. It's a great specimen. But I'm probably going to sell it just because I think it will do well, because I'm not the only one who these types of things appeal to. So anyways, this will be available on Etsy, even though I do not want to give it away. Okay, so I went to an antique mall, one of my favorite ones recently, and I got this adorable brass bird. It was only $16.50 and then 20% off. So if I can find a brass animal for under $20 around here, that is a miracle. And then I also picked up this adorable needlepoint, and I'm not sure if I want to keep it for me because the colors are so bright and poppy, or if I want to put it on Etsy. So TBD on this. I have a lot of needle points right now, and I feel like I need to keep like giving them to you guys rather than hoard them all for myself. So yeah, we'll see if this makes it to Etsy, but I thought it was really pretty and I love the colors. Okay, so moving on to the things that you guys will be like, of course you're keeping that. One of them is this wooden hand. Now, it was part of a prop or display at a retail space, and so it definitely has some like wear on it, and then of course discoloring. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that, but you guys know I collect hands. And so I was really excited to find this one and add it to my collection because it's flat and interesting and just unique. So I don't know if I'm gonna paint it, I don't know if I'm gonna stain it, I really don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it was only $3. So I had to get it. So yeah, I was very excited to add this to my collection. Okay, so the final piece I'm gonna show you is gonna blow your mind. Now, if you follow me on social media or if you attended that reselling meetup that I had recently, you will have already seen these. But can you believe these hands? I mean, I can't get over them. So the crazy part is they are all hand carved, which is nuts. So these are not ceramic, these are actually wood hands, and you can see all the detail that the maker put into them, which is just nuts. And they were only $9, which is also crazy. So one of my reselling friends, Christina, I'll put her information on the screen. She found these and she sent me a picture and she said, do you want them? They're like $9. She's like, I'll pick them up for you. And I said, oh yeah, absolutely. Now you may remember me talking about this friend because she actually found me that amazing like Christmas needlepoint last year and picked it up for me. So this is her second amazing find. So bless her heart, thank you. She's always out shopping for me. So when she sees certain things that she knows I would like, she's like, I'm gonna text Andi, see if she wants it. So I'm always, anytime I see a text from her, I'm like, ooh, something exciting. So anyways, these, I did not know they were this big. Now she said they were big. And when I saw the picture of them in her car after she picked them up, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, based on the trunk, they're big. And then when she walked into the meetup with these, because she attended our meetup, when she walked in and she gave them to me, I was like speechless because they are so huge, like the hugest hands. So where am I gonna put these in my home? I don't know. I mean, they dwarf all the other hands I have in my collection. I mean, in terms of just like height. Now I have other hands in my collection that are actually just the hands that are big because I collect small hands and big hands. But this is definitely like, these are huge. My son, when I showed him this, his face was like, because he's like kind of weird about mannequins, and this kind of falls into the mannequin hand category. But anyways, yeah. Can you believe it? Can you believe these hands? They are insane. So we all joked about like, okay, like could it be a seat? Because it could hold your butt. Like what can we do with these? So anyways, it was a fun discussion to have with all the reselling folks that came to that meetup. But yeah, I still cannot believe that I have hands like this in my collection now. So the final thing I wanted to show you is going to also be a surprise to you because it is this beautiful glass dish. Now, you guys know me. I'm not a glass girly. I like pottery. I've always been attracted to pottery more. I just don't have an eye for glass, but because I've been so focused on learning more about glass and trying to train my eye to see it and get excited about it because I know you guys love glass, and anytime I do find a unique piece, you guys want to buy it. And so I'm like, oh, I need to learn more about this, even though I'm not inherently attracted to it. Well, this is the first piece of new like art glass that I have found out that I immediately had to have. I don't know what came over me. I love the yellow because it's very, I don't know, it's like giving me like honeycomb vibes. It's giving me like brass vibes. Maybe that's why I like it. I don't know. It just spoke to me, so I had to bring it home. So this is like the first like new art glass piece I have picked up. Now I do have a few art glass pieces that I have gotten at estate sales that I have kept myself because they are giving me more pottery than art glass vibes, and I will show them to you. So I felt like those were like my gateway into glass, but this is the first like glass thing I'm gonna keep myself. So I don't know, I feel like I'm transitioning. This is like a growth moment for me. Or it's the beginning of like a nightmare collection scenario where I'm just like, all of a sudden, like it's gonna be glass, glass, glass. And it's like no Kakashi dolls, no wicker animals. I'm just gonna be glass now. But anyways, I was just shocked. So let me know if you're shocked too that I actually bought myself a piece of glass. Okay, so that is all I have to share with you today. I hope you enjoy shopping with me at the Oregon coast. Like I mentioned, anything that's gonna be available on Etsy is listed down below. If you're looking for more thrifting and decorating content between my videos here on YouTube, make sure you check me out on Instagram. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.